Hi everyone, I am Michelle Faith Lucas. I have lots of titles and I will not go into those. What I want to share with you today is my journey, and I'm going to be doing this for a while. I did write a book about it, a very good book about it actually. Elephants Never Lie. But there's no way I could put everything into a 78,000 word book. And there's so much I didn't say, and so much compelling information that I know will help so many people out there that it's time for me to share it all. I grew up seeing spirits constantly. They lived with me. They were in the bedroom with me. They kept me awake at night, every night. Until I was almost 17, I had to keep the stereo and the television and every single light in my bedroom on all night long. Not because they were scary. They weren't not scary at all. It's because they were still living their lives in a different realm. And they were talking and they were doing things. They were active. So the light and the sound drowned them out so that I could finally sleep. I have so much to say about that and so much to share with you. It's funny that nearly 60 years later, I have two brothers who always kind of denied this, but they don't deny it anymore. I don't know the extent of their experiences. I can just tell you that I had no idea that this was abnormal. To me, the spirit world is the only thing that's happening. And actually, that's our spirits, which are governed by the consciousness of every cosmic body, which I will explain in another video, because I learned that by having a diabetic attack, dying and going across the void, and having to come back. And I came back to share it, obviously. I really struggled with it for a long time because it was so out there that I didn't know who would accept it. But I'm not allowed to keep it all inside anymore. I think one thing I'd like to share today is, I think a lot of you will maybe connect with. Because the spirits told me everything, and they're on all different levels, please, just because someone's on the other side does not mean they know everything and can see everything. So please get that out of your mind. But they're there, and your loved ones you can always talk to. Always, okay? They're just on different levels. Okay, depending upon how much we've evolved through our lives. But one thing was, because they were my world, and they told me what I was to do and would do, and it always worked. The time that I met a man in the most surreal circumstances, you know that it's the stars, God, whatever, fell madly in love, and he went away. Because my world was the spirit world, sorry, I blamed them because my heart was crushed. Oh my goodness. I would not have it any other way now. I do understand he was my twin flame, and I also understand everything. But I went through a spiritual absolute hell after doing mediumship work for a decade. I just threw it all away, literally out of anger at them, when in actuality, it was my soul needed to experience it. And I know this because in the early 90s, I had a medium who I highly respect, who's passed on, told me that my journey, everything I was going through and would go through, was because I was to do a major self-help project that would go out to the masses. And that project, I'm going to involve plenty of people. And there may be a great opportunity in there for you, which I will explain in another video. But understand that sometimes our journeys through the pain is because we separated from the one. And what the experience is revealing to ourselves is where we separated from the one. And I'm going to end this with a passage out of Elephants Never Lie. This was back when I blamed all my spirit guides. This is my unleashing of the abyss of my feelings and the cliffs that I reach through a subtle sense of knowing. In the depths of my love and my longings I sway, trying to connect past to present, cause to effect, God to life. Everything is present at once, and there are no bounds when emotion flows. My spiritual insight and the spirits around me say that there will be glory and happiness soon. Soon, to the spirits, may be my next lifetime, but I must try to write a journey to another destination. Writing is a simple joy. It doesn't require energy reserves that I don't have anymore. My swaying brings a disjointed life, as are the words in my head. These thoughts disrupt my soul as they do to the words that I place onto paper. My swaying is the space from which I have been creating my life. This must end so I may have a self-determined life. These words must end in a symphony after the pain is unleashed. Don't cheat. Don't surf to the end. It hasn't been written. It hasn't occurred. But it must be a triumph. My soul has told me so. Just a few months and maybe, just maybe, I'll be happy and in love. It is now August 2010. This is my story, which goes back decades, but started a few months ago when a stranger entered my bedroom. So that's the beginning. The end is I would like to share with you what I have learned from my grief. I want to share how I got through it, how I am so strong. None of that swaying or disjointedness exists now. And I, in some video, will ask you if you would like to also share what you learned from your grief. Namaste.